Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Think about this for a second. Every single day, humanity uploads over 3 billion images to the internet. That is a staggering amount of information. Today, we're going to dive into the absolutely fascinating world of open source intelligence, or OSINT, and discover how publicly available data can actually uncover hidden truths. Specifically, we'll be focusing on image intelligence, also known as IMINT or visual OSINT. It's basically the incredible process of extracting, analyzing, verifying, and corroborating the invisible information hiding right inside everyday photographs and videos. It's like being a digital detective. So let's jump right in.
Okay, real quick, here's our roadmap for today. First, welcome to OSINT. Second, digital reconnaissance frameworks. Third, unlocking hidden image metadata. Fourth, geolocation and video analysis. And fifth, deepfakes and AI challenges. We're going to move deliberately from basic first principles all the way up to advanced multimedia analysis.
Section 1. Welcome to OSINT, Demystifying Digital Intelligence. Let's get our baseline established. So what do we actually mean when we talk about digital intelligence? The absolutely crucial point here is understanding this specific hierarchy. It starts at the very top with open source data, which is just your raw, unedited data out in the wild. Then, that filters down into open source information, which is that data once it's been processed a bit. But finally, we get to true open source intelligence, or OSINT. That is the fully analyzed intelligence gathered from public sources. You see, there's a massive difference between real intelligence and mere assumptions. True intelligence requires rigorous analysis and independent verification.
Imagine you stumble across a viral photo online of, say, a supposed UFO or maybe a secret military convoy. In visual OSINT, you would absolutely never just accept that as proof. You're peering closely at this massive volume of data to extract actual meaning. This is super important. No single image should ever be treated as conclusive evidence without independent verification. A photo? It's just a starting point. It's just a piece of raw data waiting to be corroborated.
Moving on to Section 2, Digital Reconnaissance Frameworks. Let's look at the tools of the trade.
Now that we know what OSINT is, we can build it into actionable workflows. And wow, the sheer overwhelming scale of the OSINT framework is just incredible. It literally categorizes tools for searching absolutely everything, from IP addresses to social networks to digital metadata. Now, we use specialized tools like Naltigo and Obsidian to map out these complex connections and build a really solid investigative workspace. The internet is vast, right? And frameworks like this help us navigate it systematically so we don't just get completely lost in the noise.
The landscape of open source tools, like this one compiled by Bellingcat, really proves that what we experience on the surface of the web every day is just a tiny fraction of the available intelligence. Whether you're pulling up flight trackers, geospatial data from OpenStreetMap, or even corporate registries, you're basically piecing together a giant puzzle. And gathering all this data has to be conducted methodically and, of course, safely.
To actually make sense of this massive landscape, it really helps to map specific tools directly to the MITRE ATT&CK reconnaissance phase. So, tools like Shodan and Zoomy, they target devices and IP addresses. Meanwhile, Have I Been Pwned is looking for compromised credentials and passwords. This maps out exactly how digital detectives, and frankly, malicious attackers, find vulnerabilities before an attack even kicks off. Understanding this outside-in view is totally essential for proactive security.
Let's hit Section 3, Unlocking Hidden Image Metadata. Time to extract some invisible clues.
So, how do we actually investigate an image from scratch? Well, think of it like a digital detective's playbook. Step 1. You perform a reverse image search across several different engines. We're talking Google Lens, Bing Visual Search, Yandex Images, TinEye. You want to use multiple because their algorithms differ wildly. This is absolutely crucial for finding original sources or detecting if an image is just being reused or miscaptioned. Step 2. Extract the EXF metadata. And finally, Step 3. Use optical character recognition, or OCR, to turn any embedded text inside that image into actual searchable data.
Let's talk about Step 2 for a second, because EXIF data is an absolute goldmine. Every single time you snap a photo, your smartphone automatically embeds specific, hidden details right into the digital file. We're talking your exact GPS coordinates, your exact camera model, and the precise timestamp of when the photo was captured. You can use tools like EXIF tool to extract all this. But, and this is a huge but, you have to understand metadata limitations. A lot of social media platforms actually strip this data out automatically for privacy. Plus, metadata can be intentionally manipulated. So while it's an incredibly powerful clue, again, it always requires corroboration.
If you're ever in doubt about a picture's origin, a reverse image search really is your best friend. Say you find this totally sensational photo online of, a shark swimming down a flooded highway after a storm. By running it through Yandex or TinEye, you might quickly discover it was actually photoshopped from a wildlife magazine 10 years ago in a completely different context. It allows you to trace visual content back to its original source and verify the true story.
Moving into Section 4, geolocation and video analysis. Let's see how we pinpoint the truth when the hidden data isn't there.
So, what happens when that metadata is completely stripped or missing? Well, that's when you have to rely on contextual clues in the image itself. Imagine you have a video of a suspicious vehicle. First, you look for landmarks. Are there unique bridges, monuments, or a specific skyline? Next, object recognition. What's the make of the vehicle? Are there specific consumer products, road markings, or logos visible? Now, if faces are present, you might conceptualize using facial recognition, which analyzes facial landmarks to determine a similarity score. But listen, a high similarity score is not a guarantee of identification. False positives happen all the time, so confidence levels have to be weighed really carefully. Ultimately, you're using all these little clues to build a geographic hypothesis.
Once you've got that geographic hypothesis, it's time to verify it. You cross-reference your visual clues with geospatial tools like Google Earth, OpenStreetMap, or Mapillary. If you spotted a uniquely shaped building in the background of the footage, you go scan satellite imagery to find that exact geometry. You can even assess environmental clues, like the sun's position, the exact angle of the shadows, and historical weather data to independently confirm the exact time of day. It's all about independent evidence confirming your initial theory.
Finally, Section 5. Deepfakes and AI challenges. This is all about navigating modern disinformation.
The digital battleground today is really between authentic media and AI-generated deepfakes. When we're authenticating a real image, we look for natural cropping, consistent perspective, and normal compression artifacts. But AI-generated images, they leave entirely different clues. You'll see synthetic backgrounds, lighting that completely defies the shadows, and bizarre fine detail anomalies. Like a person with 6 fingers, weirdly blended teeth, or totally garbled background text. The biggest takeaway here is that detection should never ever rely on just a single clue. You absolutely must look for multiple indicators and use cross-source verification.
Fortunately, we can fight fire with fire. For a complete, modern investigative workflow, you might use a tool like InVid to verify a video's origins frame by frame. Then you can leverage tools like Sensity AI, Sentinel, or even GPT-4 to summarize massive open-source datasets and spot those algorithmic deepfakes in real time. By combining your reverse searching, metadata extraction, geolocation, and AI forensics, you build a highly resilient, incredibly powerful OSINT capability. Because in the world of OSINT, your digital shadow is always speaking, even when you aren't. Today, we've seen how publicly available data can be pieced together to reveal the hidden truth and exactly why corroboration is everything. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Knowing just how much invisible data is attached to every single post, image, and account, what does your publicly available digital footprint say about you?